Yo, 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 what's up? This your boy Money G, man. And today, this is a Fammission podcast. And today we got a special guest, man. Y'all might know him. You know what? I call him Florida Black, man. This is one of my best homies, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna bring him in and let him introduce himself. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. What's going
Going
on?
on with your money?
Man, let the people know what's your name and tell them what you do, man.
Man, since I've been up here away from from my hometown, man, they call me Florida Black. A lot of people know me in my town, and my people know me as Jamar Boone, Jabo, Black boy, grandmama's baby, first of all, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So that's who I am in a nutshell, man. What's
Okay.
going on with you though, brother? Nice to catch up with you.
Oh man, I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored, I'm just doing what I can do, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I've been following I'll be following you and it's surprising that I've been seeing you doing your own little company, you know what I'm saying? I know you've been, doing the lawn care and everything, but now you're doing something exclusive. And I'm like, whoa, put my boy on. So tell me about what you got going on.
Yeah, man. So what I'm doing, man, is I'm from Belle Glade in Harlem, is where I grew up at and where I was born and raised, and I went to school at Glade Central after I got kicked out of Henry County. I was a young buck doing not so right many things, but long story short is, I'm from the muck, man, and what I'm doing is I'm going back home, something that I seen all these years growing up, man. Like, my mom's, my uncle, my grandmother, and there's a sign that says her soil is a fortune. And all these
Mm,
years, man, all these years you go by and you look at it, and everything got numbers, man. Like, that's why your license plates got numbers. That's why your telephone number got numbers. That's why the city you in got an area code or a zip code. Everything got numbers, and it's codes to that, and you got to be able to crack those codes. And I
mm,
was asking God about that sign, and he laid to me. He was like, what the sign is telling me, I've been and we've been walking on it for years. Her soil is a fortune. $1 billion sugarcane industry, grow sugarcane and all kind of crops and products from this soil, man. So it hit me when I went home. I'm like, God, it'll be something if I can take this soil from here and bring it to Minnesota. But it wasn't that easy. I had to go through some steps and stuff. But long story short, we here, and I believe I cracked the code not just for me, but for my people and everybody else that came before me, man. So that way we can benefit from this, and it would allow us to, take care of our own community and re-gentrify it and just put it back, and get it the way it's supposed to be.
okay, okay. So my boy out here selling soil. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
sir.
So tell me the difference between the soil, your soil, and the soil from the regular dirt that we grew up on. Like, what's the difference?
Well, first and foremost, they soil ain't the muck.
Mm.
And the soil that they got, they don't have NFL players come from their soil.
Oh,
They don't have muck bowl. They don't know about about the muck and how this go about it. So our soil is unlike any other soil that you go find. The nutrients and the organic matter and the things that it produces. When you go in the store, you buy a soil. You normally have to buy a fertilizer as well. Our soil is organic soil and a fertilizer in one. So means when you put it down, you don't have to add lime to it. Most farmers and people, when you grow crops and you put your soil down, you have to add a little lime to it. That's what gives your soil the nutrients to help jumpstart things. Nah, you just put it down and let it go.
okay, okay. So what do y'all grow off the soil? Like fruit, vegetables, just regular plants. Like what can they grow?
Oh man, like I said, $1 billion sugarcane industry, man, off of this soil. So this soil that's huge in growing sugarcane and growing rice and growing cabbage and growing tomatoes and growing corn, beans and peas. Just this soil is a way of life, man, and it's just more history and everything in the soil. It's just more than soil. It's muck. You gotta you got to know what it is to have your hands and your feet in. You got to understand that you'll never find nothing like this. You'll never find people from that region of the soil like this. Even though we got this stereotype of it's a bad pocket, that we live in. Yeah, but that's because of money and stuff that hasn't been given back the way it's supposed to be to bring the community up and uplift it. So that's why it's the way it is now, and that's
Mm.
what changed.
Okay, okay. So no, that's man. You kind of blew my mind with that when I was on your page and I seen you. I'm like, man, he bagging up soil. I'm like, man, what is he on, man? So I think that's kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? And then you getting it from your hometown and you bring it to Minnesota, and you know what I'm saying. Man, that's a beautiful thing, bro. So do you have like a website, or how can people get in touch with you?
Oh yeah, they can reach us at www.muksoda.com. You can go to the website. There on the website, we got informative pages on explaining what's in the product, what the product has the capabilities of doing. You can also give us a call at 507-358-2389. Also, if you want a free sample, give us a call or leave a email at Jamar, Jamar, at muksoda.com.
Mm, Muk Soda. Boy, I like what you doing, bro. That's what's up, man. So what you got airplane, you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So man, once you give people a background of your story, we're gonna come back to it, you know what I'm saying, what you do. But man, on if people don't know in the muck, I heard that. Give me a background of what y'all used to do.
Oh man, we live off the land, man. So this ain't something new, man. We grew up and huge on agriculture, so we lived off the land for fishing and catching the gators and everything. Got our own backyard in the canals and stuff. And most what the muck is most famous for is chasing rabbits. That's how all the NFL athletes and all our high profile college athletes that's coming from this area. The muck consists of Belgrade, Pahokee, and I know some people don't consider Clewiston, as the muck, but Harlem is the muck. That's where I'm born and raised, and that's
Well,
part of.
hold on. I can hear you a little bit, but I think when you put them in, it didn't get clear.
Okay, okay. So that's what we go.
I don't want them to miss out.
Yeah. So
There you go.
a lot. So the muck consists of Pahokee, Belgrade, and it's been some friction. Not really like beef friction, but just how the competitive we are. They say Close and kind of don't beat the muck a little bit, but back in the day stuff. But at the end of the day, we all the muck, and I'm from Harlem, so I'm the thread to trying to pull all that together with everybody else that's down there that's been doing wonderful and great things as well. But
Hmm.
I mean, about our muck, man, it's just so many different things come from the high profile athletes, from the rappers like you know, Fred Taylor, some of the guys I didn't mention the first time was emotional. Deontay Thompson, Travis Benjamin, Calvin Benjamin, the old school Louis Olivers. From the Muck too, we got to include Anquan Bolden, Janoris Jenkins. All them boys, man. Like it's just a wonderful thing that we got this town, this city that's Belgrade, Clewiston, and Pahokee. Belgrade is about 30 minutes apart from Clewiston. Pahokee about 15 minutes. But in these towns, man, all these good things come from these towns and all these athletes and all of us, all good people come from this. But then when you go to Palm Beach and you go to Fort Lauderdale and all these places, you see how beautiful these places is and how glorified and inviting these places is to want to make you come spend your money and this and that. But then you go through Belgrade and Clewiston and Pahokee and you see something and then, but you get outside of Clewiston and past Haven, Fort Myers, Lehigh, Naples, and you see that same scenery again. But this little pocket right here, this little pocket, these towns, these communities, man, how can these towns and these cities steady look like this, man? I'm going on 42. God bless me, and God, He's been so good to me over all these years, and I thank Him for that. But I'm going on 42. My mom is her age. My grandmother passed and gone, and I love her dearly. You know, and it's been the same way. These buildings and stuff still standing, been the same way. So how can we overlook these things that we see, but we can go to Palm Beach and we can enjoy ourselves because it's so inviting. But what's inviting about this, where the town is so ran down and the people that's in place to put money back in these towns and replenish these neighborhoods and put things there for these kids. You know, I don't want to speak on all of them because I don't know personally, but I just know what I see that it's not getting done. So I just said, you know what, God, every time I go home and I go visit my family and my loved ones and everything, and I see this, man, this is my motivation and what keeps me going. Because every time I ride through there in Harlem, Mr. Rope store and Sunny store and K&J, man, the K side. These buildings been like this since I was a jit, man. Yay high. Still the same way. Harlem
Mm,
Academy, been like that since I was a jit. Still the same way. All the buildings on Avenue E and up the street, they've been the same way.
mm,
So how can we as the people who God put in place to overlook these communities that we get money and all these assets that we claiming we giving back and to put back, but these places been abandoned for all these years.
mm,
But yet still we keep building other areas around these places, outside these places, but we ain't coming right here in these places to rebuild and rechange. I got a
mm,
problem with that.
And that's the goal, huh? You trying to rebuild, huh? You trying to be, you know what I'm saying, a person that people gonna remember, say, you know what, man, he came back and he put it back down for us. So yeah, that's
And,
what's up,
and,
man.
and you know what, money? It ain't about the credit for me because I didn't sign up for the credit. I signed up for the mission. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm,
that's what you know what I mean? I don't need the credit. The credit ain't gonna get me to the ultimate place I'm trying to go when everything is over. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I said, my grandmother, man, who I love dearly, man, like, keep the obituary with me, and own that, man. Own that. You know what I'm saying? I know I want to see her again. So in order for me to do that, man, I gotta do everything right with the time that I'm allowed down here. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the thing that people don't understand, man, that we got we I don't care what sports you play or what game you play. Even if you're an artist, your song don't go on forever. You got a certain a slotted time. You got to cut that song off. A certain minute. So that's time. So we don't know what that time is and how much time we may have because that's something we can't buy. You ain't never seen somebody go in Walmart and say, "Hey man, let me get $100 worth of time."
mm,
Where they do that at? That's something you can't buy. That's something you can't get back, man. So while I'm down here, man, in order for me to see her again, and I got to do what I need to do the right way by my time and what God is allowing me to do. So that's what Muk Soda is about, man. It's about creating my own capital to where I don't have to go down and sit down and talk with city leaders or city officials who have been getting funding and this and that for all these years and ain't been putting back, but you've been making sure your pocket been getting put in. You know what I'm saying? But the
mm,
community ain't been put out. So, but then they love to say, hey man, the people depend on the system. Now the system depends on the people, man. So because if you take taxes and all this away, all these high profile people on the right, left, and all these other places, they wouldn't be able to afford to pay themselves what they paying themselves and absolutely get nothing done.
mm. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. So man, how did you even like? Tell me the story. Was you sitting back, and how did this manifest to you? And you was like, you know what? It just clicked. Like, oh, what was you doing around that time that made you just say, "This is what I need to do"? Because I know, you was playing football. You still playing football?
Man, you know what? Hey, man, I would still be playing, but I tell you what, the last game I was sneaking and playing football, bro. The wife caught me and said, if you get caught playing football again, you know what I'm saying? We done. The kids and everything, we done. And bro, I love football. You know what I'm saying? That's what
I
got me
know,
in.
man.
So I end up sneaking off. I was supposed to have been a player coach because that's how I seasoned it up. Like I'm a player coach. So she thought I was coaching, but I was really playing shoulder pads, helmet, all that good stuff in the car. So I go down here and I'm having a game of my life, just having fun doing what I do, and 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 end up getting hurt in the process. So now I got to drive an hour and a half away from home, crushed up, air cast, and she happened to be out of town at the time. So I'm laid up on the couch, blanket covered up over my foot, got an air cast, and I had the side door locked. They come in, she knocking on the door. I'm like, dang. So I got to get up, hop and open the door, but I got to lay back down so she can't see my leg covered up. And then she finally come in, she yelling like, what happened to you? And I failed, and you fail how? And so long story, finding out that, and she threatened me. So I cried like a little baby, man. But that's the competitiveness in me, and that's a drug for me that because I had to compete to get out the hood, man. And that's how
Yeah.
football down there train us up, man. Like it's I mean, you can take our deepest the deepest on the bench, and they can go anywhere and play ball. You know what I'm saying? That's how deep we was, and that's how competitive it is to get out of that environment.
Hmm. Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. Sometimes it's hard to quit what you know and what you love, but sometimes we God put other things in our life, and then we're so in love, and we say, you know what, this is better than that. So yeah, I feel you
So,
on that because I had to do the same thing, man. I was spending too much time in the studio, and I had to realize that my kids are gonna grow up one day, and we think they're gonna be around forever, but when they grow up, they can be overseas, they can be gone, whatever, and you ain't gonna get to kick it with them no more. So I had to
yep.
calm down and kick it with my family, my kids. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's truly a blessing, though. But with that,
Mhm.
but what I was saying though, how did you how did you just come across with the idea of, what soil is it?
All right. Well, you know, man. You know me. I got I had multiple jobs, man, and doing multiple things. Like just busy with everything, man. And I've been working construction for like I don't know, about 8 years or something like that. Excuse me. And this company, man, that I gave my all to, every day, blood, sweat, and tears, man. And the person that I had to report to was in the trenches with me while I was playing semi-pro ball and all these good things. But long story short, I ended up got injured at my job, man. With the work that I do, and told them about it. They sent me to get checked out. They knew about it. I gave them proper paperwork, documentation, and you know how. If you see how I roll, you know how I roll. I try to be professional in everything I do. And I got hurt, man. And they try to say I got hurt sleeping on my couch, man. You know how he, I mean, I just felt a type of way, man. It was just angered by that for you to even to say something like that. And so with the time that I had off, being how hard I work, I can't sit still. Like because time, like I said, you gotta use that time wisely. So while I was hurt, I didn't want to just be sitting still, like and have time to dwell on the injury and how they did me and things like that. So I took the experience that I gained of working through construction and I happened to go home for uh, to visit back home and put it all together and got samples and and did the whole nine and once I got all the proper licenses and everything that I needed to proceed to move forward is when it all came about. So the injury time is I took time to do my research and my homework on how is this soil gonna be beneficiary in a different climate? Because again, I'm in Florida, from Florida. This in Minnesota. Our soil never endured climate the way we get up here, get that frigid cold. But I did some research, did some self testing, and understood like, wow, after the soil freezes, it comes back almost 10 times darker in the color than what it originally was because the nutrients and everything that's frozen in that once it unthaw because of the tannins, which is little microbes that absorb water and have the capability of producing its own nitrogen because of the pockets that the soil create because of the texture of it. So when you water this soil, the soil will keep its moisture content longer than any other soil that that you can water. Like most soil you water to make mud. This ain't gonna do that. This is just gonna make all the nutrients that's already in it really come to life. So I used that time wisely that I had while I was injured and put it all together, the paperwork, the licenses and test results and from different laboratories, University of Minnesota Valley Testing Soil Laboratories. And once they kept asking me, where you get this from? Where you get this from? Where you get this from? So once that was the whole question that I was being asked, I was like, hold on, man, you might be on to something. Let's make sure we dot our I's and cross our T's, but
Mm.
make sure everybody can benefit off this. Because again, like I said, Muk Soda I'm just the manager behind it. It wasn't never mine in the first place. God gave me the idea. He gave me the thought, so I could never possibly take credit for it. Like I said, I just took the mission. So
Mm.
I understood that this was always going to be bigger than me. It's about the people that's still there that don't have the opportunities or the resources to get out and build their dreams and their ambitions of what they have. So if I can just be a little tool to that with what I was blessed from coming from that. Granted, I didn't make it to the league, and that was my ultimate goal. But I made it in God's league. So that right there, it alone is good for me. And to go back and be able to bless and give back to others that's what it's about, man.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's crazy. And you down in Florida. I'm down in Florida right now, and I would never thought about that. But man, you down in Florida. What's the difference between like when you came down to Minnesota? What was the difference that you seen in other than the snow? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference you seen in Minnesota between Minnesota and Florida?
Oh man, just I mean, where I'm from, period. I mean, the where I'm from is basically 80%, of my people. And well, I wouldn't say that all, we all are people, but 80% of my race. And then when I went off to Midwest, where I was shell shocked a little bit because even though we have um, multiple races where I'm from, it was just I never seen that on a more broadened scale. So, and then the way some treatment came about and things of that nature, I wasn't ready for it, but it taught me and trained me to what I am today. It showed me how to endure and deal with certain problems and certain things that I may not know or certain people may not know or aware of, and how you go about it. Everything again is just about change. Change the way you grow, change the way you do things. Something that you may did that wasn't working for you, do it a little different, change it.
Hmm. Yeah,
So that's what was different for me to change.
yeah. Because I've been around the world, and but they also say if you want something different, you gotta try something different. So guess what? If you didn't never lead them up, if you ain't never, what I'm saying, you never brought them samples to Minnesota, and you wouldn't be right here today doing what you're doing, helping your people. So yeah,
Man,
man.
and it's a couple people that played a part in that as I was growing up, man. Because I would have never left them up, man. My grandmother, man. I remember the story. I went to Tallahassee, man. Right, and just messing around up there. When doing what I was supposed to be doing. Supposed to be in school and everything, but. Tallahassee, man, it was just party central. Different women and stuff like that, man. Just young, just having fun, but uh, I left there because my grandmother wanted me to get away from Florida, man, and it was just tough because I couldn't fathom like, man, I'm finna go up here by myself. But we was at the train station, man, and I remember this story vividly. It was her and my mom. We at the train station, you get ready to go off, and they were sending me to Iowa at this time. You get ready to go off to school, it was all fun and games. Boy, I'm finna go off to school, finna be by myself. Man, I ain't gotta worry about listening to mama. Go in, come when I want to. Boy, I thought thought it was finna be a piece of cake. Get on this train, man, and man say, "Oh, boy, get on the train." Train started moving. You know what I'm saying? That distance between my mom and my grandmother and me, they sitting down at this booth, and as the train started moving, that distance was just getting further and 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 further apart. So it's like that. You can't see it in the screen. And part of me, like I was I was almost walking up to the engineer like, hey yo man, my man, you gotta stop this right here, man. You gotta let me off. I will walk back. You know what I'm saying? And but then I realized like, man, this man ain't gonna stop this train. If he do stop, he gonna stop at the next stop, and then I'm from there. I'm gonna have to get back to the original stop that I'm trying to get to. So I'm like, I ain't got no money to do that. How am I gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna get in trouble if I call them, say, hey man, come pick me up from the, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got no money to come up here to get me. So that's when it set in, like, listen, man, you got an opportunity to leave. This is what you asked for. Now the journey begins.
Yeah. And I tell people that I say, if you ever have an opportunity to leave the town, your whole life would change. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought I'm from Chicago and I thought I was gonna stay there forever. And I end up helping somebody move. And you know what I'm saying? And as you know, I was stamped there and I was like, yo, man, I don't even know where I'm at. I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? But you might don't understand, but when you get older, you will understand. And now I understand that, you know, I wouldn't be the person I am if I would have just stayed there, you know what I'm saying, knowing how crazy it was at that time. So, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody got a chance to, some people, some schools, some cousins, some whatever, tell you, come on, man, come up here, man, take that opportunity because it can change your life.
Yeah, I would tell anybody. I gotta get something to drink for a minute. I would tell anybody, and I advocate for that strongly, especially young men coming from my neighborhood, because I know what it's like, and it's not just me. There's been people before me, you know what I'm saying, and before them, and there's gonna people gonna be after me and after them. But I know what it's like, you know, and then the feeling of comfortability that we get. See, some people are comfortable being comfortable, but sometimes you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable because the uncomfortableness is what's gonna make you strive, what's gonna make you stronger, what's gonna make you achieve what it is that God has for you and He set out for you to achieve. You you gotta go through the process, man. You can't, you know, you ain't never went to no car wash and pulled up to the beginning and they never go through and the brushes come down and the soap thing and then the dryer thing at the end. You ain't never came in the beginning and everything came back to you. You know what I'm saying? You always gotta push forward. So, you
Yeah.
know, that's what we gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta trust the process, and like I always say, man, you gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what you said, and I'm like, man, the comfort zone is your danger zone. So sometimes you can be too comfortable, and it can get dangerous to you. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can get on the couch. It's comfortable sitting on the couch eating a whole bunch of zuzus and wham whams, but guess what? In about 10 years, they're gonna have to tear half of your door down to get you up out that joint. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I be telling people, man, you can't get too comfortable, man. You gotta do something. You gotta do something different. And when you get tired, like you say, when you get tired, that's when your life changes. When you get fed up, like you say, you was on the couch, and I mean, you was at the job, and they was talking crazy, like, oh man, he got hurt on the couch, and this and that, and you like, I was mad, and I was fed up. But you know what? When you got mad and fed up, that's when your life started changing. Then you went back home
Yeah, man.
to visit, and then that's when it hit you like bam, and you like, man, now you doing your thing. So
'Cause, you know, I do a lot of things, man, from coaching to personal training with the kids to, you know, with bail bonds and stuff like that. Dude, I remember I would be working somewhere. I would get a call from somebody in jail, man. Hey, man, I'm in such and such county. Can you come get me out? I would like, you know, talk to the boss and they would work. They would accept it. I would give them money or buy beer something on the side and give it to them, and I would go do a bail bonds, get somebody out and then come back and finish what I had to do. And if I had to work later, I would, you know. But my thing was if there was no work, then I would go because there was always work for me to get done.
mm, that's crazy. Yeah, man, we got up to 30 minutes, so we gonna cut in real deep and talk that talk. We back at the Muk City, man. So let me see. You already gave the website, right?
Yes, sir.
All right,
www.muksoda.com.
Muk Soda. So, man, how did you come up with the name though?
All right, so like I said, I'm from the Muck, man. Muk City, man. We have Muck Bowl every year, which is huge, man. It's unlike any other high school rivalry to me in the nation. I mean, there ain't nothing like the Muck Bowl. Could nothing come comparable to. We got people that's not from the Muck, live for this moment. My classmates and other classmates before me and after, they have this annual event going on that goes on. And unfortunately, I never got a chance to get down to one of them, but Lord will, I'll be able to make it this year with all the fun and excitement I see that goes on. But I mean, it's just huge. It draws in crowds from everywhere. So me being from the Muck, and then living in Minnesota, my thing is I love home. You know what I mean? Like I don't care what people say about my city, my town, my hood, whether that's Belgrade, Harlem. Like I love my people there. I got family on both sides, people that, how we say we some kin to, but we really are because we grew up together. That's my family too, so it's like I love my city and my people. So I took Muck from the Muck City, being that's my home there. Soda from Minnesota, which this is my home now, and combine it together. So I got home and home Muck Soda.
Mm.
So that's
Muk
how that
Soda.
came about. So the
Man.
first thing I did when I got that was when I got some muck up here, I had to go around and put some in my yard. So now home really became home.
Mm. That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man.
So that's
Well,
how it came about.
go ahead.
Now I'm saying, so that's how the name Muk Soda came about, by taking home where I'm from and home where I live at and combining together.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I told you, man. When I seen him, I'm like, man, what are you on, man? I see him bagging up soil. I'm like, what is you doing? So, what is it a limit on the soil? Like, when I know you get samples, but can you? What's the most you can buy and the less you can buy? Like, if somebody trying to get like about.
Uh, I mean, there's no limit, man. Product starts off. We got 20-pound bags. We got 50-pound bags. We got bulk if you want it. So for big projects. So there is no limit. Whatever you want to buy, we can supply.
Mm, okay, okay. So, do you take trips all the way back to the muck and then come
Yes,
back?
sir, man. Yes, sir. So
Man.
we got some stuff going on down there, that after all this stuff takes place, we'll become bigger, because we'll have the proper utensils that we need in the place. But yes, so what I do is I travel back down there. I got some of my people down there that that looks and oversee all this stuff, and I work with them, and I go and inspect it to make sure that it's right, there's no contamination in it, and then once I get that, we package it up in bulk bags, and then we load them up on a semi, and then away to Minnesota they come.
Mm, That's deep. Hey, so I got a question. If you can talk to your 16-year-old self at the age you're at right now, what would you tell him?
Man, the 16-year-old Jamo, oh, boy, you cut me dead right there, man. Man, that guy was, I wouldn't say he was bad. He had ambition. He was determined. He just didn't have guidance.
Mm,
So you know, because everything that I was then, I am now. I just learned how to use that motivation and that fire and that inspiration to keep that determination. You know what I'm saying? So back then, man, I had the vision, but my focus and my thought process wasn't as laser point in as it is now today. But to my 16-year-old self, what I would tell him is, boy, you was stupid.
On the real.
Yeah, And it's just by the grace of God, man. That I'm still here, man. I was told I wouldn't live to see 18. I was blessed to see that. I was told I wouldn't be this or I wouldn't be that, but I was blessed to be something. And all these things. So I didn't allow the negative thoughts and all the negative opinions that some or many may have had to make an imprintation on my brain and my thought process to make me spiral in a way that I couldn't be progressive and be productive in society.
Okay, okay. So if you had some inspiring words to the young youth, what would you tell them?
To the young youth,
Yeah.
oh man, anything is possible. Anything that you set your mind to, you can do. Your mind is a powerful thing, man. That's the most powerful thing that you possess is your mind. So once you create a plan and you have your plan and you execute your plan, not only do you execute your plan, you follow up with your plan. I wouldn't even say the sky's the limit. The moon or whatever after the moon, space,
Mm,
that's the limit. And beyond that.
that's what's up. That's what's up, man. I know you busy, man. I know you be doing your thing. You be having your hands all over the place, man. So I ain't gonna hold you up. But let me see. Uh when you was young, who inspired you? Who was that person that when you was young about I go back to 7 and 8, like who did you want to be like?
Man, I wouldn't say it was one person. It was a couple, several people, and what I did was combine them into one. Took the good and the bad, like if you can create a player in a video game and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of people, man. For one, even though we may butt heads and we might fall out from time to time, but that's my partner and I love her to death. My mom, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
That's number one. Short in stature, but big on hands and discipline.
mm,
So I salute her for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I really do. She played a big part in it, and my grandmother that's no longer here, you know what I'm saying, she was the real factor because she was not willing to let me lose, you know what I'm saying, for anything, and I truly believe her passing was a sacrificial for me to understand it so I didn't get caught or wrapped up in systematic failures and things of that nature. So my mom, I salute her and I love her to death. We butt heads from time to time, you know, but that's my rider.
mm,
My next door neighbor, Mr. Jack, Jamaican man, still to this day, man, work hard as I don't know what. You know what I mean? The man, Mr. Jack, I think he's like almost 80. Man, still got a lawn care service, man. Still be running around, you know, uh, cutting yards in the neighborhoods. My Uncle Fat, Deacon Boone, played a big instrumental part on me on making sure you keep your pants up, keep a belt on, you know. Um, Real quick, my Uncle Mantan on my father's side, man. I gotta share this story with you right here, real quick, man. He did something so small that was so big in the scope of when you look at it to everything that I'm doing now. So I call myself wanting to be a man and drop out of school, right?
mm,
Like, you know what, man? Man, this school stuff, this for the birds, man. I got other stuff to be doing, So this when I got kicked out of Clemson High School, for just stupid stuff, man. We was kids and stuff like that. But one thing I would say is, every time we got into some stuff, we came right back together because that's how small we was. But and in my community where I'm from, you gotta face your problems. You can't run from it. You go see somebody somewhere, somehow, some way, you know. But back to my Uncle Mantan, man. I said I want to be a man. And he said, you know what, you want to be a man, you got to get a job. I'm going to come get you at 4:30 in the morning and we going to the field and we go work. 4:30 in the morning, that's nothing. Man, you better have a lunch pack. All right, cool, I got that. Honey buns, salt and vinegar potato chips, hot sausage, pickle eggs, all the good stuff, right? I see all these older people, they got bowls of rice and pork chop sandwiches and just healthy stuff, you know. So I thought it was gonna be a piece of cake. Man, we get out to the field. It's like 4:30 in the morning. He come knocking on the door. I'm up the first day because, of course, I'm excited. You know, we get there, man. Grass is wet. I mean, and it's 4:30 in the morning. It's dark now. I don't know if you know about Florida, but we got water moccasins, the canal bank right there. You got alligators come up on, man. There's some stuff out there. You know, some stuff I don't want to see if the lights ain't on. And we out there, man, and he was showing me the process. So, man, in Florida, but we got these fields, they like miles long, bro. So we picking these peas and stuff, or the corn, I'm sorry. And it's from 4 to like, I don't know, it was about 9 or 10 or something like that when we finally got to the end. And it was, you know, I ain't gonna say the word, but it was that hot. You know what I mean? And we get to the end, and I'm thinking we parked all the way down here at the end we started. So we got to this end. I'm thinking they got somebody drive down there to go get the cars, and they come down to this end and they pick us up and we chop it up and we go home. They leave the machine here. We start here the next day and then we go back that way. That's how the young buck thinking. I see this machine wheels turn around. Now remind you, it took us hours to get all the way to this end. And it's hot as hell out there. Man, machine wheels turning around. I said, hey, what you doing? That man said, hey, we parked down there. We got to go back the other way. Man, I wanted to fight. I'm mad as hell. You know what I mean? Like, it's hot as hell. Like, we done picked all this corn, man, and you talking about we got to go back the other way? Man, money, so I finally managed through it, and we get through it, and we get to the other side, and I get home, and then, you know, being a man, you got to be consistent, right? So the next day, my uncle come knocking on the door. Hey, man, you up? We getting ready to go to work. I said, Uncle, it's a conflict of schedule. I can't go today. And he got mad. He said, why is that? I got to go to school.
I bet the school's not for the birds. School had AC, man.
Hey, man, I had done did the math. This man talking about 5:30. He coming at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, man, 5:30, 5:30, 6:37. I mean, I get like 2 extra hours of sleep, man. I ain't got to be to school. In the school right there, I can walk. Man, school got AC. I'm going to get some food there. All I got to do is just listen to what the teacher's telling me. Man, I'm going to school, man. This right
Man,
here for the birds. And that was the best thing, one of the best things ever, man. And when I told him that, he didn't want to tell me because, you know, he's so macho. He didn't want to tell me that's the decision that he wanted me to make. But, you know, I can, because he wanted to prove a point to me, but I can see him turning around like, you got it. Because
yeah,
you know, they say I'm hard headed, and I am, but I ain't never been broke. But boy, when I tell you that feel, that man, listen here, that field, that sun. And so it just started my mind thinking about other things that happened in the past way before that, you know, and doing all that stuff. And that's where I got the strength from. So that broke me, and that's what molded me into the day. And I went back to school, man, and I was like, nah, that's for the birds. And that's how I up here.
man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Yeah, man.
So
So yeah, we getting down to it, man. So no, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I know what I'm saying. I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. You know,
man, I appreciate you for having me, man. I just hope it's something that we both said, you know, that can, you know, reach out and touch somebody back, not just in our community, but somewhere else. If it ain't just but one or a few or many, man, because at the end of the day, that's what we got to start doing. We got to start coming together as people. You know, when we see things wrong as people, we should be able to make that right and hold each other accountable and say, hey man, that's not the right way to move. You know, no matter the race or whatever, the culture or whatever. I just think, you know, if we want to see change in the world and better change for the people and for our kids and their kids as humans, man, that's just what we just got to do the right thing. It ain't hard, man.
yeah.
You
If
know,
you
you
want
don't
to
supposed
see
to
a
go to
change,
bed, right?
you want to see a
Yeah.
change. You got to become the change you want to see in the world, man.
Other than that, it's just talk. You know, if you ain't actually putting action behind it.
Hmm.
So, so get an action plan, follow it up, man. But this been good for me, man, and I hope it's been great for others, man. And I'm just trying to do my part, man. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. God's been working, and He's been putting people in place and in position to help deliver my mission of going back and regentrifying my communities that I'm from, in both areas, and hopefully partner with people down there so we can really get the muck uplifted and just get it the way it's supposed to be, the way the history said it was, man, and get it back to that point where ain't no gun violence, ain't none of that stuff right there, man. Everybody want better.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Well, sorry, y'all. This the end of it, man. This your boy Monty G, man. The Fammission podcast, the family on the mission with your boy Florida Black, my homie, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And we out. G
Yes,
style.
sir. Thank you, money.
Yes, indeed. Stay blessed, bro.
You too, brother.